Hello,
Hi,
everybody. Hi, Jamie. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Eric, my boy. How's my
Yes,
sweetie doing?
Eric is here. He says hi to you. He misses you.
I miss you too, baby. But you're around all the time, I know. Right?
Yes.
Don't make
He
you feel
says
scared.
more than you probably know.
Okay. You're haunting me. All right, guys out there, we are going to have we talk about a subject with Eric that many of you guys have requested, and that's tell us the difference, Eric, between angels, like regular angels, guardian angels, archangels, and things like that, and angels like you.
He's trying to pat himself on the back. Oh yeah, angels like me.
Yes.
He says, okay. He's got his hands in front of him. And he's off to pacing, so I'm going to try to not
Of
follow
course.
him.
Of course. We get dizzy.
Yes. He says, let's start with angels, the definition in general.
Mm-hmm.
This is an entity who is closer to prime source. He says we're just going to call it that for now so everybody can listen and not complain.
Mm-hmm.
It is an entity who does not incarnate into the human existence.
Mm-hmm.
He said they steer clear of it, all right? He said it's almost like dealing with another type of being altogether. He says, though we like to define in our head that angels look like people, they don't necessarily look like people. They're gorgeous, amazing light. They're all-knowing. They're fantastic. And they kind of work around the structures of time, space, and being human.
Well, tell me about that. What do you mean exactly?
He said, so let's say you're getting into a car accident. And for you, it's a linear thing. You're screeching your wheels. You're going to hit. You're going to hurt yourself pretty badly. Blah, blah, blah. We get the story. He said what angels can do is they can jump in at the moment. They can stretch time, because really there is no linear time.
Mm-hmm.
They can, let's say, turn the car, move your body, slow something down.
Mm.
They can create something to happen to stop the car accident from happening or make the impact less damaging.
Okay.
They can do that only if that car accident isn't going to give you any fulfillment, any lesson, is not going to complete your contract.
Okay.
So they can step into somebody else's body as well. They can give messages through other people. He goes, I've done that a few times with some of the bloggers. He
Are
says,
you one?
you know who you are.
But you're not one of those because you incarnated, right?
Yes,
Or
I've incarnated.
Do they incarnate sometimes? Oh shit! Dang it! Oops.
He's making fun of it.
Oh, okay. I don't know who that was, but okay.
He said, no, they don't incarnate for full lives. They can step in, give a message, and step out.
Oh, I see. Okay.
He said they're very respectful to the human bodies. They don't take advantage of things. He said it's not about manipulation or getting what they need out of it. It's always to the service of the whole.
Okay.
And so there we have angels. Who's now we can look at, here's what you call it, your basic angel. He's
You're basic. You're regular.
your regular angel. He goes, I feel like I'm shopping at a store. You got your basic angel.
Like eggs.
Yes.
Grade A, grade triple A.
He's laughing. So you have your basic angel. This is someone, an entity, a spirit, who is often designed to watch over a group of people.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll be considered like your personal angel. Someone that's with you from birth all the way through this life that you've designed for yourself, and they're kind of helping or guiding. Not everybody has these things. Not everybody's requesting them.
Okay.
Somebody really wants you.
Okay. Sorry about that. I had to text that person to stop calling me, whoever it is. All right. Now, what were we saying last? What were you saying last? Because I didn't get it.
Okay. He said, rewind.
Well, you don't have to say it again, but have you finished with the guardian angels? No, the regular angels?
Your regular angels, they're the ones who can stay with you for like birth to birth out. And not everybody has them. He said it's kind of like you designed that to be a part of your support group before you came back into this life.
Okay.
Then we go to guardian angels. These are the ones that are going to just step in without you going about the phone. Boop, 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 boop. Calling in. Call in my guardian angel to come support me as I'm going through this divorce or this pregnancy or this death in my family, this hardship, this, support service that I need. I'm calling you in. You don't necessarily know that this is happening for you, but you can guarantee that mostly when you're having very difficult or treacherous times where you feel immensely alone, solo, that there are going to be this guardian angel presence in your life who is helping you groom your path, stay on track for you. He said it's stay on track. Don't do that. He's teasing your phone again about the person.
I know, they keep calling. I don't know what to do.
He's cutting up pretty hard about it.
It's the second time they've called on my cell phone. They've called me on my house phone. It's probably going to call again. But anyway, we'll ignore. So I can't pay attention to anything that's going on here. Okay, but go ahead. I will look at it later.
Deal. The guardian angel shows up at your moment of need, and they're the ones who help groom your path in front of you. If they can remove anything from your path to make it easier, that's not going to interfere with your life lesson, your destiny, your contract, your needs, then they will. And if they cannot, they will simply give you strength to persevere through those times. And he said sometimes strength is maintaining that desolate feeling, that feeling of emptiness. There's a huge value in those emotions if you're experiencing them. It's not always about getting rid of them and getting through them. Sometimes it's simply about staying in them. And if that's what your need is, then that's what they're going to help with.
Okay.
He goes, then we can look at your archangel.
Yeah.
Your kind of bigger than life angel, the ones that get to end up in the big stories.
Now wait, are these all just for Christians?
No.
People are going to ask that. I know the answer, but what about the other religions? I mean, I don't think the Muslims are going to take, a shine to being watched over by guardian angels.
He said it's a shame. We don't have to sit down and call them angels. They're entities. Now they're calling me.
Oh, no. They're probably saying, where is Lisa? You know her whereabouts. Tell us.
He said, we don't have to call them angels. That's just the term that's given to them. He said, just like we don't have to call, he said, myself, for instance, a spirit guide. He goes, we just don't have to do that kind of shit. It's just a label.
Okay.
Angels are entities that don't incarnate into human bodies. Sometimes they're called demigods. Sometimes they're referred to as gods for the things that they do. And they'll show up in all the belief systems. He said they're real, they exist, and they're here to... he said something that didn't really make sense. So I'm asking him to put it into... He goes, stupider terms?
Oh, Erik!
Not what I meant.
Apologize right now.
I'm sorry.
I taught you better manners.
He's just laughing. He goes, no, they complete the circle.
Okay.
We often think that because we're intelligent beings ourselves, that we're the ones, the humans, that do everything. Like, we know everything. We're totally in control of what our life is, how we feed ourselves, how the earth spins. Even though we're not in control of it, we have that sense that we are in it. And that's great, he says. That gives us that feeling of security. There are greater things at play. The earth in and of itself has its own energy. All the animals, all the other weather patterns, everything has energetic vibrations. And these angelic beings, God, all that is, unity, above, sun god, whatever we want to call that prime source energy, is helping us in this circle of life, the completion of everything or all that is, connectedness, and angels, and he goes, do this, angels play a part in that as well. The guardian angel, the archangels, the archangels are the ones who seem to, don't say it like that though. He goes, God's extra eyes. He doesn't want to use the word God, but he likes the idea if you say God's extra eyes, like on the back of God's head, there's a whole bunch of eyeballs.
Oh,
like
weird.
how moms.
That's a weird visual.
It is. How moms have that eye in the back of their head and they say they can see what you're doing.
I knew I had one or two.
He goes, I think you had more than two.
Probably. I needed it for you.
You had eyes in other rooms.
Oh, yeah.
But it gives that prime source energy another way of coming out into the environment, to what we want to call our environment, Earth, and engaging kind of almost like a upper middleman, translating energy and continuing the message along.
Okay.
He's giving me the image of all that is on top. Some people want to call it God, Buddha, Krishna, higher self, consciousness. And he's going through a whole bunch of words, that. And then down from that, we can do like the archangels, or we could do the demigods, the seasons, the however you want to call it. And then beyond that, we kind of have guardians, ones who catch like offhanded moments, spontaneity, they help with free will, all of this, free moving parts. And then we just kind of have another entity here we can call angels, who help with the everyday movement of energy. And he goes, even saying every day means that it's linear. He goes, I wish we could just drop the linear shit altogether, but we can't. And then we have spirit guides, and these are all from gurus and teachers and people who've lived on Earth and in other life forms who are coming in and translating. These are all kind of, in general, we're calling those the spirits, and of those, the spirit guides. And then he goes, if we're still working within energy, he said we would have kind of the humans, the life on Earth. He goes, when I say humans, I want to include all the animals, the trees, the insects, and da-da-da, everything that has life force that's on Earth. And he says, and then we have kind of this really weird vibrational thing, which is the lost spirits, the ones who let go of their physical bodies and don't really transition back into a higher dimensional plane. And he said, now, if you can see that tear getting big like a triangle and coming back together, then we have Mother Earth that kind of holds it up all together. He says, now smush it together and put it all on the same plane, because if you're tearing it in your head, you're going to see that one is better than the other. And it's not that. It's just that we all have the same quality of energy. We're just using it differently. Doesn't make us better or less than, but it makes us all part of the whole and all part of the working force. Because that's how I want you to see angels helping us, not better than, not less than, but part of the system.
Okay, you're freeze framing for some reason. Oh. Erik, maybe you need to step back a little bit or quit pacing in front of the computer. Maybe that's it.
He just went really far away and he goes, is this okay?
Yeah, really. That is so weird. Well, anyway.
When did it freeze frame?
Huh?
When did it stop?
I don't know. About 2 minutes ago, maybe.
What? Did you hear everything?
Yeah, I heard everything. It's not that bad.
Together?
It wasn't that bad. So, anyway, anything else on guardian angels, etc., etc.?
Ding.
My little angel. Yeah. All right, we'll go on to give our spiel about how wonderful Jamie is and how you must subscribe to her newsletter. Check out her website.
Yes, thank you.
And her site is www.withloveandlight.com. And
that is it.
Yeah.
And when you want to know more about Erik, you check out channelingericwithak.com. Head to the blog site, check out the archives, and start from the beginning.
All right,
We
guys,
want
be
to.
sure to subscribe and like.
Erik is signaling off.
All right, bye,
Bye.
guys.